The air is certainly rare as Outcast Wrestling Revolution presents Flowers Given. I am your host, the Zoe, Zachary Levaye, here to give you the who's who and the what's what on this great night of professional wrestling. We kick things off with singles competition, and quite the angry man is Kaide Lothbrok, as he feels he should be the heavyweight champion after his most recent outing. But if he wants to prove he still deserves that spot, he's gonna have to get through the little, or should I say, big rascal that is Aren Norman, straight out of Ohio, coming back to his home of Connecticut. Who's gonna come out on top? Let's take it to ringside.
June 14th, Outcast Wrestling Revolution returns to Gales Ferry, Connecticut. And on that night, I'm facing the hometown kid. The guy that's returning home, Aren Norman. Now, my man, I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Your friends, your family, everyone's going to be there cheering you on. But understand me, this homecoming's going to become a nightmare real quick because you're stepping into the ring with me, the asgardian beast, Kaide Lothbrok. And understand me, I'm the best in the world at what I do. But what I do, my man, it isn't very nice. And Steve Off, you owe me a title shot. I haven't forgotten. Maybe I'll come collecting that shot June 14th, or maybe, just maybe, when you least expect it. But I'll see you all June 14th. And remember, for me, it's victory or Valhalla.
And at this time, I also want to introduce our commentary team for the evening. If you watch this event again at home or show all of your friends exactly what they missed by not being here live with us tonight, you can hear the dulcet tones of Zachary Levaye and Alex Aceta. We got the man with the plan, multimedia Dave, behind the rolling cam over here. So we've got all of our friends accounted for. So what do you say, everybody? Do you want to see some wrestling? Yeah! Do you want to start Flowers Given? Yeah! All right, big contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. One fall!
Outcast Wrestling Revolution presents Flowers Given. Alex Aceta here at the commentation station, alongside my partner, Zach Levaye. Zach, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here making my OWR debut alongside you. And this is a great way to start off Flowers Given, an absolute boss fight between Kaide Lothbrok and Aren Norman.
Kaide Lothbrok damn near put Aren Norman through the canvas just now. The Asgardian Beast coming in with a bit of a chip on his shoulder after coming up short against the OWR heavyweight champion Steve Off at our previous event, Savage Punishment. His collar and elbow tie up there as Lothbrok, the veteran, sliding out of the ring, catching his breath.
I mean, considering he was a former challenger for the title, how good does that look running away from the competition here tonight? Aren Norman standing the ground firm, but not so much with chairs being thrown in the ring. It's very chaotic here.
Well, Lothbrok always has a trick up his sleeve, or in this case, a chair. As the Asgardian Beast seems to be gaining his composure, kick to the midsection, and a big right hand sends Aren Norman reeling.
Forget the formalities. This is just going to be a slugfest at its finest, and I'm sure this isn't the homecoming that Aren Norman was hoping for.
Lothbrok firmly in control in the early goings here. Oh, you see those educated feet of Aren Norman. That technical striking style, precision. Oh, using springboard arm drag, a bit of lucha flair as well.
Showing off that amateur background, a little bit of hybrid style as he goes into the cover, but not enough here. Very early start. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, this is a homecoming for Aren, who moved to Ohio but is a Connecticut native. Traveled all over the world, has been trained by the legendary Trey Miguel. But Kaide Lothbrok showing that 20-year veteran status. Now pursuing the attack.
You see Lothbrok stomping a mud hole right into the sternum of Aren Norman, and now using that top rope as additional leverage.
This is a firm message to Steve Off, who has to be watching this somewhere, clutching the title that Lothbrok feels that maybe he should have won back in Savage Punishment if there was just that little extra edge, and he's showing an extra edge here right now.
Kaide Lothbrok, of course, spent a majority of his career as a deathmatch wrestler, raking up numerous titles and tournament wins, but now looking to redefine himself as more of a traditional wrestler, a powerhouse, showing that he is well-versed, and you can see that he is taking Aren Norman on a dog walk here tonight in Connecticut.
He's going to be sending him back to Ohio, hopefully in multiple pieces if he has his way about it. Aren Norman calls himself the Dream, but it's looking to be anything but that for him as Kai continues this onslaught of offense.
Kaide Lothbrok, Irish whip, sends Norman off the ropes. Beautiful combination from Lothbrok, and follows it up with a big splash. Here's the cover.
And take notice of this, Alex, the way that Kaide came down with that elbow drop. You see that Aren has his shoulder taped up, came back recently from an injury, so the target is acquired, and Kaide is locked in right now, just trying to wear Aren out, squeeze the life out of him.
It's that old school offense that Kaide Lothbrok has been using so effectively as of late in his career. Target a body part and pick your opponent down to the bones. It's a tale as old as time in professional wrestling. For good reason, it works. Aren Norman now working his way back up to a standing base, using those elbows to create some separation. Norman off the ropes.
And look at that, coming through like a hawk, but got caught in midair. Trapped.
The strength of Kaide Lothbrok is a fearsome sight to behold.
Kaide not happy with that count at all. And now just looking to put the finishing touches on this. Right in the mush.
What could Kaide be looking for here? Propping Aren Norman up on that top turnbuckle.
I don't like when they go up there. It is quite dangerous. It should probably get down.
Well, Lothbrok has never been one to play by the rules. Now he looks like he's going up to the penthouse as well. What could the Asgardian Beast be looking for here?
People here in
led here in middle school don't seem too supportive of whatever he has in mind. And neither did Aren Norman, who puts a boot to the face to counter. Getting out of that precarious position. And flies in with a knee.
Pinpoint accuracy. However, Aren Norman might have sacrificed his own well-being. Both men down. Official has begun the count. And the crowd here in Ledyard is eating this up.
Aren trained at the Skull and Bones Academy, and the bone of his knee just went right into the skull of Kaide Lothbrok, and now he's worse for wear. And it's all about who can get to their feet first now. Both men at the same time. Aren able to duck the line, and like you said earlier, those educated feet coming into play. Nice hook kick.
Norman now charging into the corner, another big knee strike. Snapmare takedown from Norman. Norman hooks the leg. Very close 2 count. And I have to say, for a larger competitor, Aren Norman's speed and agility is very impressive, especially this being the first matchup I've called of his.
Yeah, but that comes with how well-traveled he is. Going to Japan, going to Germany, to Vietnam, and just learning how to wrestle any style he can. But Kaide is trying to find any counter he can to whatever's being thrown his way. But gets popped up, another well-placed knee.
There's the cover. Once again, another very close 2 count.
Close is the key word, though. You see how close the official's hand is getting down to that mat. Aren Norman is so close to beating a former #1 contender. Imagine what it would do for him if he could beat Kaide Lothbrok. Imagine what message that could send to Steve-O.
Lothbrok is going to have to dig deep into the tank. Norman goes for the ripcord. Kaide ducks it, sidesteps out of the corner. Here's that big lariat. This could be it.
Not even hooking the leg. That's the confidence from the veteran.
Now Kaide Lothbrok calling for the mic.
Not satisfied with just picking up the win, needs more pop.
Here is your winner from the best state in this country,
I'm sorry, Zach, but I'm going to have to agree with Kaide there, having just come up by 95 myself from the Empire State.
Maybe wearing a Bills hat right now, but that was completely unnecessary. He won the match. Take nothing away from Aren Norman, though. He brought it to the table here tonight, but there's a reason why Kaide has his eyes firmly set on the heavyweight championship, and he just sent a firm message to Steve-O.
Asgardian Beast back in the win column. I think it's only a matter of time before Steve-O finds himself across the ring in Kaide Lothbrok once again.
The women's division here in OWR is highly competitive, and that is evident by our Platinum Champion, Sami Chaos. She's informed OWR management that she will not return to defend her title until a worthy challenger is found. And we possibly look to do that here tonight as the plucky, lean, mean, green machine Killa J takes on Rudy Jordan, who looks to make an impact on today's wrestling landscape.
All right, everybody, how was that for a start to Flowers Given? All right, well, I'd just like to take a quick second to thank some of our sponsors for this evening. We couldn't have made this event happen without them. We would like to thank Connor Promotions. Big shout out to Connor Promotions for helping us out tonight. And we would also like to thank our friends at Kaiju Pro Wrestling. Mama Kaiju herself is in the back area over there helping out with the music and the sounds at night. Give it up for Mama Kaiju. Make sure you say hello and get the lowdown on what's going on with Kaiju Pro Wrestling. They've got a great 2025 in store as well. Reminder that the concession stand is open for business Reminder that we've got the raffle going on in the back over there as well for tickets to our July event, the cool button-up OWR shirt, and also $25 gift certificates for Nino's Pizza. And now, our next contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Outcast Wrestling Revolution. Flowers given some action from our Platinum division right now as Killa J takes on Rudy Jordan.
As they say, professional wrestling card subject to change. Killa J was scheduled to face the Platinum Division champion, of course, Sami Chaos, unfortunately unable to make it here tonight. And when duty calls, here comes the upstart Rudy Jordan to take the place.
Now, Rudy Jordan, we had a chance to speak with her a little bit earlier today in the locker room, coming off a 5-year hiatus from professional wrestling. We'll see if she shows any signs of ring rust. Killa J firmly in control in the early goings of this matchup with a series of nice deep arm drags.
You won't find any ring rust on Killa J, a product of the PAPW Academy. Of course, this event being Flowers given, the same school that produced Richard Holiday, who will be featured in our main event. And Killa J is clearly showing some of that well-acclaimed acumen as she goes into the cover, but too early to be thinking about a victory.
Nice form there on that basement crossbody as Rudy Jordan can roll to the outside, perhaps catch her breath. But Killa J, living up to her name, brings her up by her neck, and Jordan using that top rope to create some separation.
You gotta think about this in the sense of Killa J came into this preparing for a much larger opponent as Rudy Jordan goes into the cover. But like I was saying, Killa J prepared for a mammoth in Sami Chaos. So now she's in there with Rudy Jordan, who may be a smaller competitor, but now you have to change on the fly.
Have to change on the fly, and it's important that Killa J does not underestimate Rudy Jordan. And you see, Killa J hits those ropes. Jordan returns it with a clothesline, hangs Killa J out to dry like this morning's laundry.
You can't underestimate anybody that OWR brings into the Platinum Division, especially with the caliber of women's talent all across not only this area, but all over the world. OWR is always scouting, and that's what's got Rudy Jordan in this right place, right time scenario, and has Killa J trapped in the corner.
Well, you have to think a win over Killa J, who again was scheduled to compete for that Platinum Championship tonight, what that would do for the trajectory of Rudy Jordan's career, coming off a return to this business and then entering presumably into contention for that Platinum Championship.
It's that zero to hero mindset. She could go from nothing to the face of the OWR Platinum Division overnight if she can defeat Killa J and get that momentum on her side.
Kick right between the shoulder blades from Rudy Jordan. Follows it up with a kick right to the mush. Pretty braggadocious cover there. Not enough to keep Killa J down.
Now into the lateral press, applying the weight. One more time though. Maybe the third time would be the charm. It's not. And now just, look, come on. That's ridiculous.
Killa J using every second of that 5 count to inflict as much blunt force trauma to that trachea as possible.
I understand her name is Killa, but it doesn't mean you actually have to go and try and kill her. That shotgun drop kick to the back is going to have her flat on her face.
But you see Rudy Jordan clutching that back and taunting the OWR faithful here in Ledyard with another clubbing blow right to those shoulder blades. I have to say that upper back, lower neck region of Killa J has been taking a walloping at the hands of Rudy Jordan.
For what I've seen of Killa J, she is a no-nonsense ground and pound fighter, but she has not been able to get off the ground very much throughout this match. Rudy Jordan clearly came into this with a strategy. She knew what she was getting herself into, and she is making the most of this moment.
Oh, and Killa J turns it around. Knife edge chop of her own, and another and a third.
The commentators first, Killa J turned it around right as I said something, and now she is fired up. Look at the energy and passion exploding out of her.
And Rudy Jordan once again able to create that separation, but you see the damage caused to the chest from that flurry of chops as both of these women pause to catch their breath, and Rudy Jordan seems to be jaw-jacking it a bit with one of our younger fans.
Just when Killa J thought that she was starting to stack up the damage, all it took was that momentary hesitation, and now once again taking full advantage of these 5 counts, these underhanded tactics to make her presence known here in OWR.
Listen, by hook or by crook, Rudy Jordan came here to win. But again, getting into it with the crowd, the showboating, the arguing. Rudy Jordan cannot afford to take her eyes off the prize, especially when that prize is a win over Killa J.
Momentum would be used for Rudy Jordan. Sami Chaos has to have her eyes on this match, and certainly has eyes on that DDT that was dropped dead center in the ring.
Yeah, but you see, Killa J has sustained so much damage thus far in this matchup, she's not able to capitalize. And that could be the difference between a win or a loss here tonight at Flowers Given.
The both women now back to a vertical base. They let out a battle cry, and Killa J on the hunt.
Killa J coming out like a house of fire. Has Rudy Jordan right where she wants her.
He was lining up to kill, drives in the shoulder, and now sends her all the way across the highway.
Really rough landing there for Rudy Jordan. Killa J signaling for that big hip attack, making a Rudy Jordan sandwich right against that turnbuckle.
Hits that rear end, Rudy Jordan. Here, have another one. 2-for-1 special on the hip attack.
And now Killa J rolling Jordan out of that corner, ascending to that middle rope. What could she be looking for here?
The Killa Splash 2. But no! I thought that was 3, Alex.
That combination of multiple hip attacks followed up with that splash. I thought for sure we had seen the end of Rudy Jordan.
The eyes seem rolled in the back of the head of Rudy Jordan, and now, as Killa J goes from behind, but takes a knee to the gut. She got her wits back about her, did Rudy Jordan. And look at that, the code breaker, straight to the jaw.
Here's the cover. 1, 2. Oh! Kick out at 2.99, repeating.
That was a desperation kick out. You saw just how much it took for that shoulder to barely come off the mat. Killa J, not dead yet, but she just might be. After whatever Rudy Jordan was going for there, maybe an unprettier of sorts, but Killa J now from behind.
And Jordan comes off those ropes. Killa J catches her with the kick.
That was one killer kick, I'll tell you that. And now, oh, she's dead. It's out.
Into the rear naked choke. You hear the screams of anguish coming from Rudy Jordan, and she taps. And that was much more than a tap out. That was a message sent to our Platinum Champion, Sami Chaos. Killa J is coming for that strap.
You gotta think, against somebody like Rudy Jordan, those tactics could be used to her advantage. But when you're against Sami Chaos, will that rear naked choke, will those hip attacks have that same effect? You're just gonna have to keep tabs on OWR, on all social media to find out when that match takes place. I'm sure it's down the pipeline soon.
As Killa J takes her well-deserved victory lap to the back. Stay tuned for more wrestling action here at Flowers Giving.
What's up, OWR Universe? It's your girl, that's Killa J, and I am so excited I picked up the win at OWR. And I am so excited to continue my journey here. Now, for me, I'm expecting better competition. You know, the opponent I had, she was good, but I want better. I want more. Killa J wants more. So, please allow me back at OWR so I can knock you out.